welcome back to Friends That Invest. You're joined today by your host, Sim. I'm a financial author and investor, and I'm here to help you learn all things investing and personal finance. I have come back from such a good trip. I went away just by myself for a couple of days, and I turned my phone off and I just read so many books, and I felt so relaxed and so at peace. And I feel like there is a bump in my step. But one of the things that I struggle with, and I know a lot of investy besties struggle with, is we struggle with spending money to enjoy life. So many of us are frugal. I want to save. I want to put things away. I want to invest. I want to retire early. These are all the things that we want to do. We want to get out of the rat race, all those fun things. And yet there are ways to spend money. I mean, it's in a way still kind of toxic to be well, it's okay to spend money if the money makes us more productive, but baby steps, bear with me if I can convince you to enjoy life a little bit more just by spending on things that I have tried and can wholeheartedly say, yep, that was worth it. Because I have bought things and they have not been worth the dollars that I spent on them. So I'm here to save you money in a way by telling you what not to buy. And also I'm going to save you time by telling you things that are productive. So without further ado, the first splurge that I think is worth your money to be productive is a fortnightly cleaner. Now, before you turn this episode off and go, Sim, this is not relatable, goodbye, hear me out. Just hear me out. I'm not saying someone that comes and deep cleans your house every single week or even every single fortnight. I'm saying maybe even just once a month, someone comes over and they just deep clean the bathroom, or they just deep clean the kitchen, or something that you just don't like having to do, or even just someone that comes and does a spring clean where they make sure that all the mold is gone and they I don't like cleaning. I don't like cleaning. I have been the oldest daughter of an Indian household, and the cleaning that I have either had to do or been emotionally told off for not doing. If my parents came into the room and I was not tidying something up, I would jump out of bed and throw my phone away and just be oh, I'm just dusting. So you might not have the same concerns as I do, but a cleaner that charges maybe $50, $60 an hour, they just come in once a month, once every couple of weeks. So worth it if it is something that you can put in your budget. And if you're listening and you're Sim, I love you, but I'm a student, I cannot afford that. Or I've just started my job, I cannot afford that. Do you have a partner? Is there a man in your life? Get him to clean. Honestly, just get him to clean. Give him little stickers. I don't know what you do, but figure it out. You do not have to do this all yourself. There is help available. The second splurge, this is a splurge episode, guys. I'm not going to give you the $2 things that are going to make a difference. The second splurge is having a good mattress. And this is coming from someone that when I first started my first job, I was I don't need a good mattress. What a waste of money. I'm going to smart the system. I'm going to smart the matrix, and I'm going to get a $400 mattress, brand new. The ones that are rolled up in a little box, and then they arrive and then they spring open. $400 mattress from Target. 2021. You see the issues that I'm coming up to here. And so my mattress comes. It's actually kind of crap. I do not sleep well. I go to work. When I was an optometrist, I am unhappy because I am not sleeping. It was too soft. And if you grow up like me, you would have grown up with really hard mattresses. We didn't have springs in our mattresses. We weren't that kind of family. We didn't have that kind of wealth. The mattress that we had was just hard, just hard. It was so good. So good for my back. And so it got to a point where this is a no judgment zone, right? I would put a yoga mat on the floor and I would bring my duvet to the ground. I did have carpet. So, that was another layer of carpet, privilege, and then a layer of a yoga mat, lay down, put my duvet over. And that is how I slept. Because I would rather sleep on the floor than this mattress that was just so bad for me. I was falling into it. And so now I have learned from my mistake, because not only did I spend $400 on that mattress, I then upgraded, I want to say a couple of years later, to a $900 mattress. I ended up going with this company called Ecosa or Koala, one of those like online companies, and went for like a firm mattress, and I sleep really well. My Aura Ring is like a 90% sleep. I am happy. I just needed to upgrade my freaking mattress. And if you are like feeling mattress shamed about how much you spend, just know there are people out there that buy an 8 sleep. Google 8 sleep. It's not even a mattress. It's a mattress protector. And see how much they're spending on just the protector of the mattress. And then you'll feel so much better when you're like, well, I spent $1,000 on my mattress, and this 8 sleep stuff is like spending like 4K USD on a mattress topper. Not here to shame anyone that uses 8 sleep, but when you put it into perspective, you're actually saving money by buying a better mattress. Now, the third splurge that I have found is worth your time and money, and that I would highly recommend, is a Kindle or a Kobo. And again, do not exit this episode. Do not be like, Sim, no, I'm a physical book person. I love physical book. I'm so sorry. Like, I cannot do it. Hear me out. I used to be just like you. I used to be the kind of person that would go, I like my physical books. I like going to a bookstore. I still like going to a bookstore. I still like physical books. I just don't read them. I buy them and I do not read them. But having a Kindle means that if I'm traveling, I can just put it in my handbag. I'm not taking like 4 or 5 books on a plane. I'm saving space. So, in a way, I'm saving money because I'm not like having to check in a bag because there's less things. So, a win. It also allows me to buy the books cheaper because I'm not a patient person. I will like sometimes go to the library and no, actually, let me take that back. When was the last time I went to the library? I have not been to the library in like over a year. I'll sometimes like go on Libby and look for a book, which is like a free library app, but they always have like really long wait times. And I'm like, I want this book now. And so I just use my Kindle. I also know that Kobo lets you connect to the libraries. So that's why that is my second recommendation if you don't want a Kindle. And it has not saved me money in the sense that I've been reading so many more books. To date, January 1st, 2026 to now, I have read 35 books. That is a lot of books, even for me. Huge amount of books. But because I don't have to go to a store, I can just read it and then I can take it with me everywhere. Like I'm reading when I'm getting my nails done. I'm reading waiting in the car. I'm reading sometimes like at dinner, which is, I know, a little bit rude, but like if it's a good book, what do you want me to do? It has just been such a good amount of money that has been spent to be more productive. Because look, if I am waking up better, I am reading more books, and my house is clean, of course I'm going to be more productive. And of course I feel like I'm kind of justifying myself here, but of course I'm going to like work harder, work smarter, and then hopefully do better and be more productive. So, it pays for itself in a way. Now, the fourth splurge that is worth it, the splurge that like helps me be more productive, is having a nice office. Now, you can see my office if you're watching this on YouTube or watching the video version. It's not like a fancy office. I literally just have like a little couch thing. I've got a big photo of Positano, which actually an bestie photographed. And then she was like, hey, I have this store where I sell these, like, would you like one? And I was like, I'm not taking this for free. Like, I will buy it. It's a big photo. So I've got the besties in my office in a way. And like this cheap, like Kmart square thing, little cubby hole. It's not an expensive office, but having just a nice working space. Again, this is coming from experience of when I didn't care that much about this and I would just like work from anywhere. Like I can still work on like, a dining room table or a couch or a cafe. I don't need technically like a very nice or clean workspace. But I have to say it does increase my productivity when I invested in like a nice desk. I don't really know if the chair's made a difference. I've got a nice chair. I again, probably save you money. Just get a crappy chair. Your back's going to hurt regardless. And I like kind of set things up in a way that I want to go into the office. Like I want to work. I want to feel good. And when my space is clean, which is kind of not right now, when my space is clean, I feel clean. My mum always used to say, and I would always roll my eyes, but she'd always used to say, cluttered room, cluttered mind. That's what she would say. And I get it. Or like cluttered desk, cluttered mind. And I completely agree. So if you can just spend a little bit of money, you don't have to be like Sim said, I need to revamp my whole desk. Even just like investing in an organizer, little like organizer box thing that you put in the corner, and anything on your desk that's kind of like loose, you put that away, or investing in like a little wire organizer just so things don't look messy. Just these small things, especially if you're someone that sometimes works from home or you have a desk job, or even if you work in a place where you don't have a desk, but you have like a space or a locker. I'm thinking about like nurses and doctors, like your little cubby. Keeping these clean and organized, huge difference to your productivity. Because you just feel, you're like, I'm that girl. I've got a clean desk. Like, what can't I achieve? Versus turning up into a room and it's like kind of messy and you still have some cups lying around and you're like, oh my God, I'm a piece of crap. Like, I don't know. It impacts me a lot. Now, the fifth splurge to be more productive is this app called Beeper. And Beeper is an app that I highly, highly, highly recommend. I had a Canadian friend recommend this to me and it is life-changing. And what Beeper does, so it's all my different messenger apps like Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp. My friend has like a club in Signal. She was like, download Signal. All these different places where I get messages. She tells me that I can download this app, connect all my accounts, and then all my messages go into this one messaging app. I have like 2 messages on WhatsApp and 2 messages on Instagram, but like no Facebook messages. And so I can just like click on the app and click unread. And I've got like my 2 unread messages on Instagram and I can just like reply to my friends and reply to my family. And I've got like 2 unread messages on WhatsApp. My mum was asking how I was and I'm part of a hospital board. So that's a message in there. But honestly, like life-changing because you just have messages everywhere. It's like you're having a conversation on Messenger, on WhatsApp, on iMessage. That's the one app it doesn't include iMessage. And then like an Instagram message gets missed and I can't do it. I used to miss so many messages, but this is not a paid ad, but I will take payment. Beeper is such a good app. I honestly considered just making one myself. I was like, this needs to be done, but they do it pretty well. So get Beeper. This is probably like my favorite recommendation. It is such a productivity hack. Now, number 6, this little splurge has probably not been as much of a splurge as just like something smart to consider, which is that when I travel, I like to have a ready toiletry bag of minis that is completely separate to my general makeup bag. And it has been so helpful. I tend to not wear makeup when I am traveling just because I'm like, this is a new country. You don't know what I look like day to day. It's fine. But if I go somewhere, I used to like have my toiletry bag. And then if I went to travel, I would put some stuff into like a separate bag that I would then take on the plane because it has to be under 100 mils. And I've lost a little bit too many lotions and like perfumes because I did not realize it was like over the 100 mils. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm not going to attack anyone with this like Chanel perfume. What do you think is going to happen? And they're like, ma'am, like we can't. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I've made the mistake. I'm here. But to say that, I now have found that if you have like just a cute little bag, and in the bag, you have a little mini like face wash, a little mini like toothbrush, toothpaste, just a little mini like roll-on deodorant, a little mini moisturizer. That's it. And it's the ones that you already use. You can get the minis from like Mecca or Sephora or wherever you go. And it's just ready to go. And so when I travel, it's just like one less thing to do. I don't have to like get my normal bag, put stuff over. I have like a mini version of my perfume and then I just have that ready and I can always keep it in my carry-on when I travel because what are they going to do? They can't take it off me. Everything's under 100 mil. It's like barely 50 mil. And you think, oh, Sim, this will run out. Like, this is just an expensive thing. But you don't really travel as much as you think you do. And you don't use the like quantities as much as you think you will. So you actually end up like using this bag for like a year before things start running out. It is incredible. I highly recommend it. And it also means like on the plane, when you especially for long haul flights when you wake up groggy. You can just like use your own stuff. It's there. You can just go to the bathroom, freshen up, and just kind of feel better than everyone else on the plane because you are moisturized, which is, you know, a good feeling. I'm obviously kidding, but it's a nice feeling. The next splurge that I like to have for like productivity, I don't know if this is a good one, but I'm going to share what I do. And you can decide what you like and which ones you're like, that seems like a bit of an issue. But I like keeping like a little like protein bar or a protein ball or a couple of protein balls in my bag or in my cupboard, because when I'm traveling or I'm like moving around or I've got a busy day, I forget to eat sometimes, which is very rare. Most of the time I'm like, if I'm stressed, I'm not one of those, oh, I'm stressed and therefore I don't eat people. I kind of wish I was, as like toxic as that is. I'm unfortunately I'm stressed and I need to eat more food variety. But there are days when you're just so busy and you're running around, not like necessarily being stressed, but you just forget to eat. And so just having like a little protein bar or like a protein ball, it makes such a difference because we know ourselves. Let's just take a minute. Look me in the eye. You and I know we get hangry. We get upset. We get short with people. And so isn't it more productive just to have a little snack on the side that you can like munch on if the day doesn't go the way you think it will and you haven't had a chance to like sit down and have lunch? Isn't that just kind of nice? I think it's kind of nice. Now, number 8 is a laundry drop-off or like on-demand service. This is not something I use often, but I just have a number of someone that owns a laundromat or like works in a laundromat. I'm actually not sure. I've never been to the laundromat. For all I know, they could be taking the laundry home and like doing it themselves and dropping it off. But I found a website and this like person comes over. I just leave my laundry out, and I only do this if I've like come back from a big trip and I'm one of those people, I struggle to unpack. I struggle to unpack after a trip. And so rather than letting everything sit in the suitcase for like 2 weeks, because that has happened before, if I don't have a chance to do the laundry, I just call up this laundry person. I'm like, here's my laundry, and you can pay extra to have it folded, which I don't tend to do. You send it off, they wash it, and they dry it. The only downside is they tend to use like commercial grade dryers, and so everything does start coming back a bit smaller. And so my husband has been like, he will not put his stuff in this laundry like company because his stuff starts coming back smaller, and he's like, this is not okay. Whereas, I don't know, I don't mind a little tight top. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. It works for me. And my legs are kind of short to begin with. So if my pants or my jeans come back a little bit shorter and they start looking like ankle biters, that they actually like fit me. So it's not really a huge issue for me, but it saves you so much time. And you don't realize how much time and thought process goes into like, oh, let me like put the laundry in a bag and like drive to the laundromat. No, just have someone come over and then they drop it off. Like, it is 10 out of 10. And if you are based in New Zealand, Auckland, and you want my laundry person's number, like, just let me know. I will send it to you. I do not know where they take the laundry, but I do know that it comes back, and it comes back all done. The 9th is a little splurge that I have found that has kept me so productive. And this is very sacrilegious of me to say because I don't usually say clothes. I'm not a clothes spender. I don't like buying clothes. I do not like buying clothes so much that like I will put up with a little hole in a top or like a little rip in a pair of jeans. Like, what is it going to do? It doesn't bother me. However, I have learned that spending a little bit of money on a nice blazer and a matching pair of pants, and it's important, I did not realize the pants have to be like the same material and color as the blazer, so you might as well get like a matching set as opposed to like 2 different types of black. I have learned that that doesn't actually work. It has made me so much more confident in the times where I just need to look a little bit more put together, because day to day I'm in like a black top and a pair of jeans. That is my comfort outfit. But to be able to like put on a black blazer with matching black pants and then like a heel. Oh my God. I look like someone that knows what they're doing. I look like someone that you can't lowball. I look like someone that like is a badass businesswoman. And it has like, I don't know if it's paid dividends. I don't know if I've like done better because of this outfit, because it was not cheap. Like this blazer and pants set that I got was from a company called Age, like AJE. So it was not cheap. It was like a very, very, very expensive blazer. But, and I'm saying like $700, like it was not cheap. But I will say, when I do wear it, oh my God, I almost wish I had bought it sooner. Not that I had the money back then when I was like at the start of my career, but if you can afford it, it is a splurge and it definitely makes you feel pretty good. And now I get why people like to spend money on clothes, because you just feel like a brand new person. Now, the 10th splurge that I have found to be helpful is like a nice pair of heels. I feel like I don't need to over-explain this. We all have one. And if you're not a heel person, just like a nice pair of boots or a nice pair of like, I feel like ballet flats are coming in. And I'm always so intrigued by those ones where like you have the big toe and you've got like a little bit of a gap between it. And then you've got the other toes. Like some weird shoes are becoming popular, guys. I'm very intrigued by it. Now, number 11 is long haul flights that have upgraded seats. I'm from New Zealand, so long haul for me is like more than a 12-hour flight. 6 hours, I can sit up. I'll be fine. 8 hours, I can still sit up. 13 hours, lay me down. Lay me down. I am not doing that anymore. I have tried to go back. It is just too difficult. This is a splurge, like I said, but it is so worth it. And I am pretty sure that like when I was younger, because I've been doing social media for a little while now. When I was like 22, 23, I was like, business class is such a waste of money, or like premium economy is such a waste of money. Like, I don't get it. Babe, you had a young body. Those parts of you didn't hurt. Now I'm kicking almost 30. It hurts. I sat on a plane upright for 4 hours. And like, tell me why the lower part of my back started aching and I had to put like a hot water bottle on it when I got home. That's not normal. That's not normal. But I cannot stress this enough. And you do not have to spend the money. Like you can credit card hack or like get points. It's not all the time. You can probably get away with like one flight a year that is upgraded as opposed to like many. But if you can do it, it is so worth it. It is so worth it. And I actually just want to add in one more part. The other thing that you don't consider with like an upgraded flight in terms of the seat is it's not just where you sit. It's the fact that you get to get on the plane earlier, you get to leave earlier, and your bags tend to be the first ones that come out on the baggage carousel. So I've timed myself to see how fast I could go from the tarmac to like getting off the plane, getting my checked in luggage, going through security. In New Zealand, we have like biosecurity where the beagles like come and sniff you, going through all that, getting out of the airport. 30 minutes. How good? How freaking good. Like you just save so much time. And then the same with like getting onto the plane, you like get to fast track through security and all the other little benefits. So it adds up. It definitely saves you some money. The 13th splurge, however, is something that's a little bit more personal. And so rather than saying what I like to do, which is like getting my nails done, I would rather change it to like do one thing once a month or once every couple of months that makes you feel good when it comes to beauty, when it comes to how you look, because how you look and how you feel, they coexist in a way that I wish they didn't. And I grew up very lucky where my mum never spoke about how she looked, she never spoke about how I looked. So I didn't have like an internal voice being like, you need to look this way, you need to wear makeup, you need to like, oh my God, you've got a pimple. Those things like never crossed my mind. So I'm very mindful of sharing this, but it doesn't have to be something that makes you look good. It just can be something that makes you feel good. Like some people like having a blowout. I think that's what it's called. Some people like having a facial. I have a friend, she's a doctor, she's a hard worker. She doesn't spend a lot of money, but one thing she will put money into is like good skincare and getting a facial every now and again. I don't really find facials that helpful, but what I really like splurging on is getting my nails done. I have found that if my nails are like put together, I just naturally feel more put together. And it's not even necessarily about like looking good. It's just about feeling good, feeling put together, feeling productive. And I use my hands a lot when I speak, as you may have noticed, which is, who I am. I've come to accept it. But if I'm moving my hands around, you don't want to see like chipped nail polish. If I'm moving my hands around, you don't want to see like a broken nail amongst like lots of long nails. It just, no, you deserve better. And I deserve better. And so that is why I have found it so helpful to splurge on this just a little bit. Just every like couple of weeks. If I can push it out, a month would be nice. But my nails grow quite fast. So unfortunately, it is a 3-week repeat for me. Now, the 14th splurge is good tires. Good tires. I feel like I went from nails to tires, and I feel like that really just sums up this podcast. But good tires make such a difference. It is something that I have always hesitated to splurge on until my car started hydroplaning. Now, if you don't know what hydroplaning is, it's when your car kind of glides over the surface water on the road, and that's not good. I had a Suzuki Swift. My car was waterplaning. I was driving on rural roads. It was just like not a good vibe. And I think after the third like hydroplane, because you kind of lose control of your car, for a second, I was like, okay, this is like time to upgrade. And I went and I was like, I need new tires. And the guy was like, it's actually, your tires are fine. But I was like, okay, well then I need a new car. And so I like gave my Suzuki Swift to a family member that needed it. And I upgraded to a Mazda that was just a little bit bigger, that had better tires. I guess this isn't even about tires anymore. It's just about having a better car. But having good tires on even like an average car makes a difference. I heard a good quote. Anything that like connects you to the ground, so shoes, tires, mattress, any of those things, those should be high quality. And they've all been in this list, but I totally agree, because you just don't want to mess around when it comes to safety. You're operating a heavy like vehicle. It's like a death machine. This like, you just, it's not the thing that you want to be like, well, I've saved money on my tires. I've been that person. I've been that person. Do not be that person. Your safety matters so much more than like an extra couple of $100 in the bank. Even when it feels like it doesn't, I promise you, my frontal lobe has developed now. I can tell you, get good tires. And the final thing, number 15, the thing that I have splurged on that has been worth it, and you'll notice I haven't shared things that haven't been worth it. Like I have not included my Aura ring. I have not included I bought this like Thera LED mask. Those things are nice to have. They are not important. I have only bought them now that I'm like a lot more comfortable than when I was younger. But if I had just graduated, do I need an Aura ring? No. Do I need a Thera mask? Absolutely not. These are like splurges that I have because why not? But they're not necessary, and they do not add more productivity into my life. An Aura ring, I wish I could say it made me like super fit and super organized. It did not. It did not. But what has, and I will be like the spokesperson for this brand, is this thing called a brick. What it does is it turns your phone into a brick phone, so to speak. And so if I click on Instagram, it's like, nope, sorry, it is bricked. You cannot use it. It is blocked. And the only way to unblock it is to physically go and find my little brick and tap it on my phone, and then I can use social media. It was about $99. I am so glad I bought it, because it has given me back thousands of hours. It told me this year so far, I have saved 1,000 hours of not being on social media. And sure, a lot of that time is like probably 8 hours sleeping, but there's a couple of 100 hours in there that I am not on socials, and I am just like being more productive, even if that's just resting my mind, not being on social media, not comparing myself, not worrying about like how content is performing or being excited by content. There's just peace. And I honestly say this, like hand on heart, it is probably like my best purchase of this entire list. I stand by it. Get yourself a brick. It's not super cheap. It is like $99. I'm sure they do deals every now and again, like save it in your browser, wait for a deal, buy the brick. Trust me, it has saved me so much money. But now that I have ran through all the different things that I've splurged on that have been worth it, from a cleaner to a mattress to a Kindle to a nice working desk to the beeper app to getting like a little mini toiletry, protein balls, a laundry drop off, nice blazer, nice pants to match, some nice heels, some upgrades on flights, something that helps you feel put together, a good quality tie. Guys, I missed one. I missed number 12. Well, number 12 that I had down, if you can splurge on this, game changing. Getting your meals prepped for you, either as a delivery or having, if you can, someone come in and just like meal prep everything, put them away into your fridge. That is what we do now. It is not as expensive as we thought it would be. It's not like a private chef, but if that's like out of the question, just having like healthy frozen meals come and get delivered, so quick and easy, so much more productive. Because if you're anything like me and if you're busy, you don't crave like broccoli. You crave like mashed potatoes and a nice warm meal or a roast, or you crave like just something a little bit more hearty, to be honest. And so that has been really helpful. But that is 15 things that I have splurged on, that I stand by, that I recommend. And there might be a couple of things, hopefully, that you have found helpful that you can take away and go, you know what, Sim, I was contemplating like if I should get a nice blazer or not. I just could not justify it. But okay, fine. I'll give it a go. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, please, please, please take a photograph, put it on Instagram, tag friends that invest. It is the best way to help the podcast grow. And what more can we ask for than more women that learn about financial literacy and get wealthier? So with that, I'll see you next week.